Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the Lantern Corps. The reason why I want to talk about the Lantern Corps is because we got issues, to be honest. We got real issues going on with the Lantern Corps. And I don't know really what's going on or anything because, it's Green Lanterns. I like the Green Lanterns, but let's be honest, the Green Lanterns have been doing too much since what? Since the New 52, actually. That's what I would say, actually, since the New 52. Um, yeah, so I don't know. All I know is the reason why I'm talking about this is because I am thinking about the whole thing. So basically, what's going on with the whole Green Lantern? I'm sorry, I was kind of rambling. My mind had went blank for a second. But the reason why I want to talk about the Lantern Corps is because Green Lantern #1 came out, and to be honest, it's not a bad leeway. I mean, again, I want to snap Teen Lantern's neck, but other than that, I have no issues really much of the book or whatever. I love to see, spotlight of John Stewart, and it looks like they're trying to follow up more backstory for Simon Bass, give him a little bit more to do, because I don't know if any of you guys noticed DC Rebirth Green Lanterns, where they had stuff Jessica Cruz and Simon Bass together as a buddy cop thing. Oh, that was such an amazing Green Lantern story, and it gave a little bit more attention to Simon, because it's just like you introduce Simon, then you put him on Justice League of America New 52 run, then he transitioned over to Justice League New 52, then you bring in Power Ring, aka aka Jessica Cruz at the time, and then you make her a Green Lantern or whatever, and then you kind of focused on Jessica Cruz for a little bit, just to kind of toss Jessica aside for a bit, to be like, hey, let's bring in Joe Mulligan. Why? And then you toss Joe aside to bring in some Asian Green Lantern character for whatever reasoning, just to toss that aside to bring in Teen Lantern. Do you not understand? Over the past 5 years, within 5 years, well, I guess 10 years. It'll be 10 years almost for some of these characters. For the New 52, which was a garbage ass idea. Don't care what nobody say. Garbage. It was a dumb idea. But anyway, the reason why I want to say this is because within the past 10 years, you introduced Simon Bass, Jessica Cruz, Joe Mulligan, that Chinese boy, and Teen Lantern. That's 5 human Green Lanterns. 5 human Green Lanterns, and you already have 5. That's a total of 10 human Green Lanterns. Do you not understand? And 11, to be honest, because we have to talk about 12 really, because we have to kind of talk about the two. You really have to talk about Alan Scott, who was the first original Green Lantern, which automatically makes him an honorary member, and then Jade, who has the same powers as her father, but naturally, where she doesn't need anything to generate it, she just can do it too. So, that is literally 12 characters with the Green Lantern power ring, sort of. And we keep constantly doing it because why? Why is that? Why are we doing that? And it's getting to the point where it's getting annoying, where these new characters are coming out of nowhere to the point where they're getting on your nerves. Like, no offense, I love Jessica Cruz. I think she's one of the best new Green Lantern Corps characters that we've got. But I think that Simon Bass, Jessica Cruz, Joe Mulligan, that Chinese boy, and Teen Lantern should have been part of different Green Lantern. Not Green Lantern, but part of other Lantern Corps. Yes, I understand. We have all of these other Lantern Corps. You had Kyle Rayner as the White Lantern, which they were doing a good job, and then they did that little short-lived run of the Omega Lanterns or something like that, or I forgot what the name of the Lantern Corps was, where they literally took each lantern from a corps, right? And they had them doing adventures or whatever and stuff like that. And that was a good book. That was a good book for Kyle. It separated him from the Green Lanterns or whatever and stuff like that. it gave him more to do. It expanded on his character, more to do. And you get rid of that and toss them back over to the Green Lanterns. For what reason? For what reasoning? You know what I'm saying? Then you had Guy Gardner as the leader of the Red Lanterns at the time, where an Atrocity wasn't there, which that was pretty interesting. They ain't did nothing much with that one. You ain't got no Hope, no Blue Lantern Corps and stuff like that. We ain't got no Indigo or anything. Can we get these other characters? Like Simon probably could have been part of the Indigo tribe. You could have had Jessica part of the Sinestro Corps. You could have brought what Joe Mulligan could have been. I don't know. I don't know what Joe could have been. I think Joe probably could have been part of the Orange Lanterns. The Orange Lanterns. I think it'll be kind of cool to have a human that has the ultimate greed or whatever. Like not greed in like wealth. I'm talking about like greed within themselves, to be greedy and be all to themselves. That could have been perfect for Joe. The Teen Lantern thing. I'm just gonna be honest. No, I don't agree with the Teen Lantern at all. I don't think she needs to be part of the Lantern Corps at all. And this is just coming from, it's a intergalactical police thing. And I understand that they have that alien girl where she was like 15 or whatever and stuff like that. And I can't remember that much of the character's history, because I haven't read her in God knows how long. And see, that's another thing. We don't even see those characters like we used to see that often in the Green Lantern Corps. But I don't feel like, I don't feel like Teen Lantern should even be a thing at all. I don't. The girl's not even a teenager. She's not even a teenager. She's literally 11 years old, and she keeps calling herself Teen Lantern, and it's just like, you're more like Kid Lantern. You're more like Kid Lantern. You have to understand, like, hey, this is an intergalactical police thing. You wouldn't put an 11-year-old in a police thing or whatever, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. I don't know what I would do with her at all, to be honest. But I wouldn't tie her nowhere to the Lantern Corps at all, because they don't need it. Like, the only way she can be tied to the Lantern if she was literally a child or a relative of one of the human lanterns. Then okay, cool, fine, that's great or whatever. And if you do want to do a lantern thing for her, if we gotta try to make that work or whatever and stuff like that, it'll be like her being like some kind of tech support for the Green Lantern Corps, where in constant communications or something like that, where she figured out how she can like put her technology to help out the Earth Lanterns or something like that. That could be something. Where she could be like she can be the Penny of Inspector Gadget. That could be something. But other than that, her just like, oh, she gets a gauntlet from a dead lantern, and now she's like an empowered lantern person. A gauntlet that the Guardians of the Universe don't know nothing about. Like, get out of here with all that. I'm sorry, it just makes no logical sense. The Chinese boy getting his ring from his grandmother after she died, passing on down. That's not how willpower works. You just can't get a ring just because it's passed down to you. That's not how the lantern work at all. Like, let's stop that kind of thing. I'm sorry to really go on that tangent, but the reason why a lot of these new ones are literally getting on people's nerves is because you literally introduced two of them, Jessica Cruz, Simon Bass. You barely go into depth with neither one of them. Yes, you have done Jessica, but Simon needs some work. Jessica still needs some work. And then just for you to go in and bring in three more lanterns for what? What are we doing? We can't keep bringing in human Green Lanterns. They can be human lanterns, but they can't keep being Green Lanterns. At some point, we're going to have to transition these characters somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, Joe could be the Star Sapphire. I just thought about that. Joe Mulligan can be. She has extreme love for whoever, and then that give her the power of Star Sapphire. Bam, there we go. There goes something for her. And it's getting kind of annoying to see so many brand new human Green Lanterns coming out of nowhere, and you just like, really, like, to be honest, I kind of prefer Jessica Cruz as Power Ring, to be honest, because it was a flaw that she had. Not only did she has great anxiety, which powers the ring up, which makes her powerful, but then she has to kind of keep that at bay because of the fact that her anxiety is so bad that the more anxiety she has, the more fear she kind of has, or whatever, the more powerful she is as a person and easily to be influenced by the ring itself. But she still was a hero at the end of the day. You see how you can take something, you can take a tool of evil and make it good. You get what I'm saying? That is so much better than she overcame it. Now she's a Green Lantern. And that's fine. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Jessica Cruz. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, it's because you don't like. No, I like Jessica Cruz, and I want to see more of Jessica and Simon Bass. To be honest, if it was me, I would have did Green Lanterns, and then I would have did what? Yeah, that would have been my book where Green Lanterns, it would have went back to Jessica Cruz, Simon Bass teaming up, doing things. That's exactly what would happen, because I love that run. I love that Rebirth run, and I think it could have did a little bit more if they didn't like kind of abruptly ended it. To be honest, if it had longevity on it. To me, that's just my opinion. But yeah, the reason why another reason is the whole Geoffrey Thorne situation. You know, Perch had him on the show, and your boy Zach was talking about how good the book is, but people was like, you can kiss my ass, I'm not reading his book because of how he treated people. And you gotta wonder, like, at some point, you know, I understand, like, Perch said he was joking or whatever and stuff like that, and I get what Perch is saying, and I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I get where everybody else is coming from. It's like, how are you going to tell people to keep supporting somebody who goes on social media, have tirades about what he don't like about a character, and or have all these comments with people, and you think people weren't going to remember that, but then you want them to buy your book? It's kind of like, how are you going to rectify that? You get what I'm saying? Your actions on your social media is completely different than your writing. And I'm not, for me, I didn't have any problem with Green Lanterns. It was a little slow. Teen Lantern is still annoying or whatever, but I enjoyed it. And it seemed like he's trying to set up a semi Hawk Girl and John Stewart thing kind of going on thing, but the only thing I didn't like is kind of how, like, they kind of was like him and Hal was like Thanagarians, all Thanagarians, and it's just like, you do realize you guys work with Hawkman and Hawk Girl and Hawk Woman. So yeah, and in the future, John, you and Hawk Girl have a child together. So what are we doing? Like, let's cut that out. But it's kind of like, it felt like they were trying to tie a semi potential thing where we're going to see this Captain, I forgot what her name was, this Captain Thanagarian, who literally looks like Shiera. Both Shieras, the Shiera and Kendrick Hall, to be honest. It was like, I thought that was Hawkwoman, Shiera Hall, to be honest, at first. And it seemed like they're trying to tease something with them. But that's maybe me reading too much into it. But I'm just saying, like I said, I enjoyed the book. But the issues coming around with that is the fact that fans were like, we don't care if the book's good. We're not reading it because of him. And it's just like, dang. And I don't know anything because like I said, I stay off of Twitter, so I wouldn't know that that's how he is or whatever. But at the same time, it's kind of like, when you do be on social media, or when you do hear people who review the books or talking about they're not buying it or whatever, stuff like that, it's kind of like, dang, sometimes as a creator, author, whatever, you got to stop putting your foot in your mouth where you're like, I don't care about what anybody think or whatever and stuff like that. But you work for DC and your goal is to sell your books. You know, at some point you're going to kind of have to shut your mouth and kind of like be like, it is what it is. You're going to have to let go of some of that stuff, because I think another thing people have to remember is the fans been bullcrapped by the comic book industry for so long that their tolerance for jokes or being petty is out the window. I'm just going to be honest, because my tolerance for these creators and artists that are in the comic book industry that work for comic books and stuff like that, you know, my tolerance is low for you guys anyway. So, you know, all the guy takes is a few times for me and I'd be like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you gotta look at self and be like, self, maybe this ain't worth it, especially when I want people to read my book. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you saying, okay, you saying that you don't like Hal Jordan, and then you get mad that people are confronting you about it or whatever, stuff like that, and you like doing these little tick and tacks or whatever, stuff like that. That doesn't help your case. Just say, hey, I don't like Hal Jordan. He's not my favorite. That's it. But I'm going to respect him enough to write a story. You, as a person that's going to be as a person that works for a company or whatever, especially when you're writing about characters, it doesn't matter if you don't like this character or not. You need to put your best foot forward regardless, because you need to let your work speak for yourself. You might not like Hal, but I shouldn't read the book and feel that you don't like Hal. You know what I'm saying? I should feel like, oh, he might not like Hal, but he can still write Hal really good. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. You want to let your words, you want to let your work speak for itself. Not, well, people heard that you said a whole lot of things about them that's on your Twitter, and then they're like, well, screw your book, I'm not reading it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, dang, bro, dang, Geoffrey Thorne, dang, got people was like, we don't care about your Green Lantern book because of how you treated us. At some point, you got to stop with the jokes. You got to stop with the jokes and all that kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying about that one. But it looks like an interesting start. The only thing that I really hate is the trope of killing off another Guardian. It's like, these guys live for so long, yet they, like, in recent years, DC just made them where they're the most easable, killable things in the world, and you're just like, okay, at some point, we got to calm down with that one. But other than that, that was really my issue with the book. Like I said, Teen Lantern and that death of one of the Guardians, that's played out for me. I'm over that. But yeah, I'm just like kind of doing like two topics at once with the Green Lantern stuff. It's because I like the Green Lantern Corps, but we need to stop focusing on the Green Lanterns. We need to have another Lantern Corps focus series, to be honest. Like I said, you can have Green Lanterns, which will feature Simon Bass and Jessica Cruz being a buddy cop thing again. And then we need to have either Red Lantern, Blue Lantern, Sinestro Corps, Black Lanterns, White Lanterns, Omega Lanterns, Alpha Lanterns, something. But we need to have another Lantern series that's not revolved around the Green Lanterns. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.